Hi everyone, welcome back again to the day 4 of learning data science. And I am Avinash. And if you haven't watched my videos regarding the operators which we use in Python, the variables we use in Python, how to define a variables, what are the limitations we should keep it in mind, and how basically we can define the variables, who invented Python, what is the history of Python, what are the applications which uh, a Python can handle it, what are the features of Python. So basically all these things we have discussed till now. And today is the day 4. And today we're gonna discuss about data types in Python, right? But before starting with the things, uh, I just wanna ask you guys, if, uh, who invented Python? Means like who was the programmer who invented Python? And for that, I want you guys to comment down on the comment section for that. And also one thing I have told you guys to perform various codes, perform various lines of code regarding operators in Python. What are the different operators, and you have to apply the codes for all those different operators, right? And I have told you guys to perform that, and I hope you guys have been coding for that as well, because there is a similar thing between swimming and coding, is that the more you swim, the more you learn swimming, the more you become expert in that. Okay. And the more you code, the more you become expert. And if you have a gap of 1 day, then definitely you will be pulled back and you have to start again from day zero, from scratch. So just keep keep yourself consistent as much as you can, because consistency is the only thing which beats talent. Okay. So if you guys are not talented, if you guys uh takes time to understand something, so only thing which can help you guys is being consistent, and consistency is the thing. So let's not drag much about it, and switch off to our current topic, our current module, which we're gonna discuss it today, right? So first, as I start with the day for the mind maps. And again, what are the mind maps? Mind maps is a pictorial representation of data. For example, if you have been allocated with the data of 10,000 rows in an Excel sheet or in a Google sheet, like, it will be difficult for anyone to interpret those data, read those data. So for the better understanding of that, what you do, you make a flowchart, you make a mind map, so that anyone just reading those mind map, reading those flowcharts, they can be able to understand what are the things contained in that particular Google Sheets, what are the things contained in that particular Google Doc. So the mind maps and flowcharts is that much useful, because it provides you the valuable insights in a crisp manner. So how to open the mind map again? So it's just a simple thing. Just type Python mind map in your Google Chrome, and a pop-up will open like this, and just click on it. And here you can see the mind map for Python programming. And again, you can see there are various branches coming out from Python programming. And what you have to do, you have to just double click on any of those branch, and further branches will reopen. So on the very first day, we discussed about Python, which was developed by Guido van Rossum, and it was came into existence in 1989. Then it was first released in 1991. Okay, we have discussed about the applications we used in Python. So what are the various applications we can build using Python? So obviously we can build data analysis applications, we can build machine learning applications, we can develop artificial intelligence. So these all things we discussed. And again, we also discussed about the features of Python, why do we choose Python, and why Python is more convenient than other programming languages. So the very simple answer is, it is very easy to understand and write the codes. The codes can be written in simple English language. And also it is a platform independent, portability, dynamically type. It follows both procedure oriented and object oriented. And again, the most important thing that Python includes various extensive libraries which help any programmer or any coder to perform various applications in a easy way. Okay. And also we discussed about what are IDs, and have suggested you guys to use Anaconda, and within Anaconda use Spider. Again, why to use Spider? Why not VS Code? Why not PyCharm? So again, the very first thing that you guys are beginner and Spider is a beginner friendly. So for that reason, you should use a Spider because it gives uh, you a variable insights, not only very valuable insights, but also it provides you to code line by line. Basically, it works like a ripple. So I suggest you guys to use Python. Then again, what we discussed variables in Python. What are the uh, several limitations while we are declaring a variable? And I have told you guys to comment in on the comment section. So there are various points like you should keep it in mind while declaring a variable, that a variable shouldn't start with a number. If you want a number, you can add it afterwards or in between, but just make sure to connect those numbers with characters using an underscore. Again, while declaring a variable name, you can't spaces can't be there, special characters can't be there. Again, Python is a case sensitive, so if someone is declaring a variable ABC, so and the another variable name is capital ABC, so that particular thing will be different, because Python again is a case sensitive. It considers uh, both the ABCs as different identities. So these all things you have to keep in mind. Again, in variables we can't use reserve words. Again, what are those reserve words and how to look upon that? So for that, simply you have to open Spider and you have to just import the things, import keywords, and again, you have to write a code keyword dot kw list, and by using these type of syntax, these types of queries, a pop-up will be displayed on your uh, console, and you can see various reserve words and keywords which are there in Python. Okay. And again, what we discussed yesterday on the third video is what are the various type of operators we use. So there are 7 different operators: arithmetic operators, comparison, logical, assignment, bitwise, membership, identity, ternary operator. So these are the operators we use in Python. And again, I have given you in depth that what is arithmetic operators, how we can use them, what is comparison operators. So for that, if you haven't watched the part 3 of this video, so it's mentioned in below in the description of this video. Go and watch that. Then you can be able to more understand the things, and you will be in a same phase. Okay. So what today today we're gonna discuss about the data types in Python. So what do you understand by data types? So data types is basically, in simple words, what I can describe is data types uh, are nothing but uh, it is a uh, container in which we hold several things. Means like, for example, or this you can say this is a water bottle, right? So this bottle is a container which is a variable, right? And the water inside is a data type of that, because in particular this bottle, what we contain, it contains water, right? So water play a role as a data type, right? And similarly, you can see a matchbox here. So in this matchbox is contain matchsticks. I can't put water into it, right? So data types are the certain built-in things in Python which makes our program more easy to understand. Okay. And there are various data types in Python, such as numeric data types, string data types, list operations. So we will discuss one by one. So now just let's start with numeric data types. Okay. So in numeric data types, you can see there are various sub numeric data types, which include integer, float, complex, and boolean. Okay. So integer, again, what is an integer? I hope you guys are aware of this word integer. Integer means any value minus infinity till positive infinity is considered as an integer. Okay. So here, uh, when you will double click it, you can see that whole numbers without decimal. X is equal to 10, y is equal to 5. Similarly, you can assign x is equal to minus 10, y is equal to minus 5. So these are the integers. I hope you guys have much clarity about that. And I think, and I'm sure that you might have studied in your school days, in your uh, grade of class 6 and 7, that what integer is, what is minus infinity, what is plus infinity, what is negative number, what is positive number. So you basically have understood it. Okay. And now comes with the second numeric data type, which is float. Again, what is float? Float is something which is in decimal format. Any number which is there in decimal format is considered as a float. Okay. And when you will double click it, you can see numbers with decimals. Any number which contain a decimal value is considered as a float. Okay. And here you can, the third numeric types is complex. Here, complex means complex number. Complex number uh, is someone, if you have taken mathematics in your class 11 and 12, then certainly you have an idea what basically the complex number is. And if certainly if you haven't you haven't took mathematics as your subject in class 11 and 12, so for you guys, just keep one thing is mind: the negative under root is considered as a complex number. And complex number is denoted with a real and imaginary part. Okay. So what is an imaginary part? The imaginary part is -1 under root, because if we can find the under root of any positive number, right? So something which is in under root with minus symbol, so that is considered as a complex numbers, right? And complex numbers are always denoted as real plus imaginary. That is, you can tell I plus j. I means it contains the real number there, and j, it includes complex number. See, you can see a number with real and imaginary parts. 2 plus 3j. Here we can also write 2i plus 3j. So any suffix which is the coefficient of I is a real part and the coefficient of j is an imaginary part. So basically, you can see here z dot real and z dot imaginary. So 2.0. So here what I told you, I plus j. So the coefficient of I, obviously it's a real part, and the coefficient of j, which is ultimately the imaginary part. And the fourth thing which comes under numeric data types is the boolean. Booleans means the value which is of yes and no, true and false. For example, if I will ask you guys, will it rain today or not? So you will similarly answer me with yes or no. You can't tell me with maybe, right? If I will ask you, is this bottle filled with water? So obviously will say yes or no. And for example, if someone will ask you, and if I will ask you, is right now the Zoom meeting is going on or not? If any of your friends would ask that, then you will certainly reply with yes or no. There is not a third option there, that maybe it's been going on, or I don't know whether it's going or not. So basically, a quantitative value is there, not a subjective value. So the quantitative value means the value is present there. It doesn't depends upon person to person, right? So Boolean means yes and no. Yes means true and no means false. So you can see only true and false contain in this Boolean value. So let's discuss about this in my Spider ID. So let me open my Spider ID and let me scroll it down. And again, Python is a dynamically typed language. That means that you don't have to tell Python whether this is a particular kind of data type. For example, if you are assigning p equal to 1, right? So by default, Python will understand ki, okay, p is an integer because 1 is already being assigned to it, and 1 obviously is the integer. And if you want to check it, that okay, is actually p int or not, so for that there is a same syntax for that, and that syntax is you can simply type print, and you can type p. So for any uh, value, if for any variable you want to check what particular kind of that data is, what particular kind of data is stored into that variable. So for that reason you should use a type function here, and within the type function just write the variable name, and certainly you will get what particular type of this data is. So you can see class int means integer. Similarly, if I will assign some values like p is equal to 0.1.0, so I've told you guys what is basically the point thing, and what type of data uh, it is contained in p if it's being assigned with a value with containing decimal points, right? Decimal numbers. So for that reason you can check it the similar way by typing uh, type, and within brackets you can type p. So here you can see, if I will run this code, and you can see the class here float. Why float? Because there is a decimal value here. So anything with a decimal value is considered as a float. Similarly, we will move on to our next data data type. Within numerical data type is complex number, right? So complex number 2 plus 3j. Okay. And if I will execute this code, and for complex, for anything you have to check their type, basically what type of data it contains. For that particular thing you have to just type, and within that type function you can write the variable name. Okay. So here you can see the class is complex. And what was the last and the fourth point which we discussed regarding numerical data types was the boolean value. Okay. So boolean value, again, I told you the two values which it's always contains is yes and no, true and false. So if I will assign p is equal to true, and if I want to check what type of data is contained inside a p, so you can see bool means boolean. So, and similarly when I will scroll it down, you can see float, print 1115, x is equal to 1115, and if I want to check it type, you want to see it will give a result value of float. Why? Because anything which have decimal values into it is considered as a float. Okay. And same it applies with complex number. Complex number means the number which contains the both real and imaginary part, that is considered as an complex. And for you guys, for an easy to understand those things, something which is in negative under root, the square root of anything, or the square root of negative integers is considered as an complex number, right? So these were the things. Now just let's move on to our next data types, and our next data types is strings. Okay. So before starting strings, I want you guys that uh, yesterday I asked you to perform several operations regarding the operators, the arithmetic operators, membership operators, identity operators, and all those seven operators which were there. And I have asked you guys to perform code for that, right? So similarly for today as well, I want you guys to assign a value, assign any values, and just check what type of value that particular variable holds it, right? So you can simply write a function type there, and within that type you can write the variable name, and similarly you can get what type of value that variable holds, what type of data types that variable is. Okay, so that is, you guys have to do it, and again you have to do it again and again on a regular basis. It's not only that you have to do only 30 lines of code, only 30 programs, but yes, you have to do at least 5 to 600 hundred of codes, whether it's 5 to 600,000 or 2,000. But yes, every day you have to code, whether it's 100, 200, just keep a benchmark of at least 100 lines of code every day. More you can do, but not less than 100. Okay, so now let's come up with the data types of strings. So basically, what is a string? Something which is contained under quotes is called as a string. For example, you guys, I have given you example here of p is equal to 1. Okay, so now here you can see that p is an integer. Okay, but you have to consider 1 as a string. So what you will do, you will just assign a quotes into it. Okay, and if I will check it type, you can see here the type will be str. So keep these things in mind. Anything which is being assigned under quotes is considered as string, whether it's a number, whether it's an underscore, whether it's an space, whether it's an special character, whether it's an alphanumeric, whether it's an alphabet. Anything which is under quotes is considered as string. Okay, I can show you the example here. It's like, I have assigned a value 1 here, right? For example, if you'll assign some special values here, so a, capital A, small b, some spaces in between, and again these are anything. Okay, and if I will run it, okay, so you can see the type is str. Why? Anything which is under quotes is considered as an str. Now, the most important thing which you guys have to keep it in mind, that quote doesn't means only single quote. It can include the double quotes as well. If I will assign double quotes here, then again the value will be same. Okay. And similarly, if I will assign triple quotes, so again the value will be same as an str. Okay. If I will assign triple double quotes, and when I will execute this line, then you will see that this particular type is str. So anything which is in quotes is considered as a string. Again, you have to keep this thing in mind, that a string doesn't include only single quotes, doesn't include only double quotes, or doesn't include only triple quotes. Anything which is under quotes is considered as a string. And again, if you want to type a multi-line string, so what you can do, just use a triple quotes and you can type multi-line string. See, I am pressing enter here, then again here enter, then again here enter. So you can see these 4 lines, and what, and if I will execute it, and if I will run this line, then you will see it that again the type is str. So if you want to type multiple lines of code, for example, you have to type an paragraph which includes several lines of code, you can use triple quotes here. Just keep these things in mind. You can't use double quotes. If I will use it, it will certainly give me a syntax error. See, you can see a syntax error is there. Why? It's the syntax error. Again, the error is being pointing here that some quotes is missing. So if I will add a quote here, then you can see the error will disappear and the type will be str. So you have to keep one thing in mind. If you are adding multiple lines in a string, then make sure to use triple quotes. Triple quotes, again, it doesn't mean that you should use only double uh, triple quotes or single triple quotes. Anything can work. And what was the first thing which you guys have to keep it in mind? Anything which is under quotes, that is being described as a string. So this is the very first point which you guys have to keep it in mind while declaring a string and while considering a string, right? And what is the second type? Second type is the string is a sequence of characters. Sequence of characters means any number of times when you are printing the value doesn't get mismatched. Mismatched means, for example, let me take a smaller value here so that I can explain you much better. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you can see there is a sequence here. The sequence is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Right. Okay. Just let me include 1, 2, 5, 4. Or you guys will think that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 is obviously in a sequence. So it will be in a sequence. No, it's not like that. It's a quality of a string that is it is a sequence of characters and that sequence doesn't change. Okay. So if I will execute it, you can see the class str. Okay. And if I want to print it, print p, then you can see 1, 2, 5, 4. The sequence haven't been changed, and it doesn't matter how many times I will print the same line again and again. You can see the sequence doesn't changing it, right? Sorry, my bad. See, every time when I am printing the things, it is in a same sequence as it has been assigned. Okay. So this was the second point. Second point means string is a sequence, ordered sequence. Its value doesn't changes. Okay. And the third point, which you guys have to keep it in mind, that string string is an immutable data type. Immutable means once a string is declared, we can't change its value. Okay. So for example, if I want to change instead of 2, I want to write 3 here. Okay. So just for your example, I will type here uh, p is equal to, sorry, p of index 1. Index 1 here means whenever you are assigning, a string is always indexed. Indexed means the first value will start from 0 and the second will start from 1. Similarly, the third value will be 2. So when you will count it, so it will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So at 0th position, the value is 1. In first position, the value is 2. In third position, the value is 5. And in fourth position, the value is, sorry, in third position, the value is 4. Okay. So if I will try changing it value, then see what's happened here. If I will write R here, okay. And if I want to change it value, if I want to run it, see, str object doesn't support item assignment. Means like once the string is being declared, we can't change its value. We can't change its order. Okay. We can't insert. We can't pop anything out. Okay. So the 3 points which you have to keep it in mind first is anything which is under quotes is considered as string. The second point is string is an ordered sequence. The third point is string is immutable. We can't change its value. Okay. And what are the fourth point? The fourth point is we can transverse into string. Means like we can get these values with the help of slicing and indexing. Again, slicing we will come later in this video. What do you mean by slicing? But keep these things in mind. I hope you guys are making running notes, right? So the first part is indexing and slicing. We can apply both on string. Okay. And if, for example, if I wanna print the first value of it, the first value of p, which is 1. So as I have told you guys right now that the first value will be denoted as zeroth index. So if I will print P of 0, so you can see the value is 1. Why? Because in the zeroth index, the value is 1. And I'm just minimizing a little bit more so that you guys can take a look and you guys can note it. I think you guys have been making the running notes, so it will not be difficult for you. Okay. So here you can see it is a series sequence of characters, letter, numbers. They are marked with triple quotes. The first point, which I have told you guys, characters can be accessed using indexing and slicing operations, which I have told you right now. And strings are immutable in nature, which is not given here, but I want you guys to include that in your point. And again, the important thing which I will discuss later on this video regarding indexing and slicing. What is positive indexing? What is negative indexing? Because too much of cook spoils the broth. Okay. So if I will explain too much in a single day, then you will get a bouncer, and the deadly bouncer which someone gets is from the bowling of a Bumrah or often Britley. So I hope you guys shouldn't get a bouncer so that you can understand it more easy as an easy pace. So these are were the things which we discussed today, right? And for tomorrow, we will again discuss about the various operations in strings, how we can syntax it, how we can use slicing, how we can use indexing. And again, we will discuss about the string formatting. What are the string formatting? What are the various things which we have to keep it in mind while declaring, while considering string formatting? What are the various functions which is used within an string? So yes, it's a long way to go, and today is the fourth day. And if you guys want me to use a pen here and to explain you while writing anything on here on the screen, so for that, to be honest, I don't have money for that, so I can't afford that thing right now. But yes, it can be achieved by your supports. And if you like my video, then obviously you can like it, you can share with your friends, you can share the Zoom meeting link which is being discussed every day in this meet. And if you guys don't like my video, so for that you can comment on the comment section that what particular thing you didn't like about me, because the only thing I know that no one is perfect, and I learn from my mistakes, and everyone should learn from their mistakes. So you are open to give feedbacks to me. If anything you find that it's not aligning with the things, anything you needs to be corrected, anything you need to be added, so you are free to give the feedbacks to me. So you are open, and I will take the feedbacks, I will implement it, and I will try to uh, make myself more improve so that I can explain in a much better way. I can help you guys, I can help my friends, I can help my citizens as well. Okay. And so these were the things which we have discussed for today. And what you guys have to do, you guys have to perform the codes, you have to write the codes again for what the various operators which we use in Python, the data types which we discussed about numeric data types, what is integer, what is boolean, what is float, what is complex. So I want you guys to assign a variable with these type of values, and just try finding what type of data type, what type of data that particular variable holds it. You can use a type function there. I've explained you. And just come prepare for tomorrow, so that tomorrow we will just start with the string slicing. Okay. And till then, bye bye, good luck, good night, and I hope you guys will be practice because again, coding is a swimming part. So yeah, bye bye. Take care and join.